Right, guys? Yeah, in yesterday's class, I was talking about how to develop a mini project, right? It is a basically layered application, guys. It's a basically layered application. In what way it is layered application? Client application talks to controller. Controller talks to service class. Service class talks to what? DAO. DAO will be injected by default with what? Hikari CP data source. And DAO also interacts with the database software using plain JDBC. Yes, guys. Understanding my statement? Okay. So now tell me, when you add Spring JDBC starter jar to project libraries or pom.xml, by default, we will get what? Hikari CP data source. Okay, Hikari CP data source pointing to JDBC connection pool. In that connection pool, connection objects are created for which database? Okay, in application.properties, okay, there are four keys. Okay, if you give those four keys pointing to Oracle, connection objects belongs to Oracle database software. If you supply those four key values for MySQL, the connection objects will be created pointing to MySQL database software. Are you listening my statement, guys? So that is nothing but data source object is coming through auto configuration. Now tell me, only Hikari CP data source is coming through auto configuration, or other things also will come? Yes, other Java classes also will be created through auto configuration as Spring Beans. What are those? JDBC template, named parameter JDBC template, data source transaction manager. But are we using them in our application? Are we using them in our application, guys? We are not using them in our application. Getting my point there or not? Okay, guys. While developing standalone layered application, what application? Standalone layered application, the DAO, comma, service, comma, controller classes. Controller classes are layers. Layers should not catch and handle the exception. Should not catch and handle the exception. Should not catch and handle the exception. Rather, should not catch and handle the exception. Rather, okay, rather they should propagate the exception. Rather, should not just catch and handle the exception. Rather, they should propagate the exception. Exception using throw comma throw keywords. Using throw comma throws keywords. Are you listening my statement, guys? Come on. The DAO comma service comma controller classes are layers should not just catch and handle the exceptions. Rather, they should propagate the exception using throw comma throws keywords. Okay. Whereas the client application should catch and handle the exception. Handle the exception. Should catch and handle the exception to display non-technical error messages to end user. non-technical error message to end user. This is in, okay guys, right boss. Right boss. Now tell me here, while developing web-based, yeah, someone is asking what is the need of using both throws and throw. Throw is to really throw exception, and throws is for what? Declaring exception to be thrown. Especially when it is checked exception, definitely we should write a throws there, right? Okay, Nitish, think about improving your core Java fundamentals. Okay, while developing web-based layered application, come on guys. The DAO comma service, only DAO comma service. Layers oblique classes. Layers oblique classes should not just catch and handle exception. Rather, they should propagate the exception using what? Throw comma throw keywords, right? Whereas, now tell me guys, whereas the controller servlet, controller servlet component should should catch and handle exception to display non-technical messages to end users through error HTML pages oblique through error HTML pages oblique JSP pages. Through error HTML pages oblique JSP pages. I hope you are understanding my statement, guys. While developing standalone application, this is the story. While developing what? Web application as layered application, this is the story. Are you getting my point there? Okay. Ashish Kumar, I'm not talking about Spring MVC application. I'm talking about normal application. In normal web application, normal servlet will act as a controller or not. Why are you thinking about Spring, dirty fellows? Did I ever mention Spring MVC web application here? Did I ever mention Spring MVC web application? Did I ever mention Spring application here? It's a general statement. Nowhere related to Spring. Come on. Both Spring and non-Spring. This statement is what? Both Spring and non-Spring, right? Non-Spring environment, right? So here, non-Spring, this statement is purely related to non-Spring WebMVC application. Okay, servlet JSP based. What guys? Servlet JSP based web application. In Spring MVC, different story is there that you will know in Spring MVC level. Okay, guys. So here you have to propagate up to controller in the client application. You should catch and handle exception. When it comes to this, here you have to propagate up to controller servlet. And you have to catch and handle the exception. Is that clear, guys? Okay. Now listen. Anyhow, discussion has come. While developing Spring MVC, Spring Web MVC, or Spring Boot Web MVC, layered application, layered web application. Come on, guys. Web application, the DAO comma service layers or classes should not, I think same thing guys, 1 minute, should not just catch and handle the exception. Small changes will come. Should not just catch and handle the exception. Come on guys. Right guys. Should not just catch and handle the exception. What's happening? Okay, I'll type guys. Should not just catch and handle the, what is that? Handle the exception. Rather, they should, what is that? Propagate the exception using throw comma throws keywords and whereas the controller, I think the people who are attending evening MVC classes, spring MVC classes, they are aware of controller comma handler classes should have special logics in handler methods. What methods? In handler methods. In handler method to delegate the delegate the control to error pages. To delegate the control to what guys? Error pages. To display error messages as the non-technical guiding message. To display error messages as the non-technical guiding messages. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. In MVC application, controller or handler classes will be there. This is very important. Here, controller servlet in normal servlet JSP based MVC architecture application. In standalone application, client application. Okay. Same question will be asked by interviewer in another angle. What is that, you know? How do you propagate? How do you propagate the exception raised in DAO class 2? What application? DAO class 2 client application. Come on. DAO class 2 client application in standalone application, guys. In standalone application. Okay. Okay. DAO class 2. Come on. DAO class 2 browser. Okay. DAO class 2 servlet component. Servlet component. Okay, DAO class 2 servlet component or JSP component or browser. Browser in web application, guys. In web application. Now tell me. I think I have to give refer same concept now, boss. Refer the answer, refer the above statements. Refer the above statement. This is very popular question. Okay, don't just catch and handle exception in DAO, which will eat the exception or suppress the exception. Refer the above statements. Don't just catch and handle exception in DAO class. Because when exception is raised in try block, control goes to catch block, their exception will be suppressed. Rather, if you catch and handle, I don't have any problem, but prefer propagation using throws and throw, right? Using throws and throw. So exception raised in DAO will be propagated to service. There also propagate to controller. There also propagate to client. In the client, catch and handle and display the exception related messages as what? Non-technical error messages to end user. It is web application. Sorry, standalone. If it is a web application, DAO to service, service to controller servlet. If normal JS, servlet JSP based web application, guys. In controller catch and handle, and in the catch block, you forward the control to error page or error HTML page or JSP page. From there, you display the error message onto the browser. From there, you display the error message onto the browser as a non-technical guiding message. If it is a Spring MVC application, DAO propagates to service, service propagates to controller class or handler class. There will be having handler method. For handler method, we do special configuration to display what? Error messages through error pages, either HTML or JSP as non-technical guiding messages. That messages, guys, non-technical guiding messages. Everyone getting my point there or not there? Oh, okay. So this is very popular interview question, guys. Fine. Okay. And if you observe very carefully, here we got situation to use throws, throw. Come on, guys. And try with resource. Try is used. Try is used and catch is also used. Okay, since we are using try with resource, we didn't get the chance to work with finally, right? Otherwise, we would have used finally block also, na boss. Otherwise, we would have used finally block also. Right, boss. So if you dig, so many points will be there in one line, boss. It's all about analyzation, nothing else. Shall we move to service class development, boss? Yes, interface and implementation, both we have to take. Interface, now listen. Interface, employee management service. Employee management service, guys. Employee management service. Now tell me here, public. What is that, guys? Public list. Public list employee DTO. Public list employee DTO. Tell me here. Get employees by get employees, find employees. Okay. Fetch employees by designations. Here, string designation array. Yes, here also declaration of the business method, guys. Here also declaration of the business method. Clear, guys? Control plus shift plus O. Java.util.list. Done, boss. Public list employee DTO, fetch employees by designation, string designations array. Right, boss. Now let me develop the implementation class. New class. Employee management service IMPL. Interface. Employee management service. Okay, guys. Devansh, from here we will go for condition preparation. That's why in DAO we have taken it. Every day fresh day now. I it's a helpless boss. From service control, DAO gets condition. This value will come from where? This value will come from where, guys? Okay, service to DAO, service to DAO. Condition represent this. And who will give this value? Mr. Devansh, if you are not active, please go and sleep permanently. Don't listen the class with half mind. Yesterday I clearly said this condition preparation is the responsibility of the service class from where? Array. Did I say that statement or not? Opening bracket, closing parenthesis, single quote, comma, everything will be prepared by whom? Service class. Okay, either listen completely or wait till the end. In the middle, if you exit, it's a useless. I keep on asking one thing. When you have a doubt, wait for 5 to 10 minutes before you ask. But we are dirty fellows, we are muddy eaters, we never follow the instructions. We just show our excitement. Dirty fellows. Okay. How many times I asked? When you have a doubt, wait for a few minutes. @service, EMP service. Okay, guys. Here, I have to inject DAO, guys, because I have to use DAO services. Tell me, property type should be interface type or concrete class type? Property type is interface type or concrete type? Concrete type. Tomorrow I know Spring JDBC. Tomorrow I know Spring ORM. Then I can think about developing DAO in another flavor or not, as another implementation class for interface, right? And I can happily think about injecting that. Okay, guys. I employee DAO. This one. @autovoid. @autovoid. Tell me, guys, here. Use DAO. Okay, before using DAO, guys, convert designations array into condition. Okay, SQL condition. SQL in class condition. In class condition. In class string condition. What condition, guys? SQL in class string condition. Yeah, this is what we need to focus. Here is my string condition is equal to null. String condition is equal to null. Come on, guys. Yes, what is the condition we are looking, boss? Clerk, comma. Manager, comma. Maybe 4, maybe 5. Salesman. Come on, guys. This is the basic story, guys. Now listen carefully. Here is my condition, boss. What is the condition we are having? What is the condition we are having, boss? Observe very carefully. For the first element, okay. Other than last element, you should decorate with a single quote and comma. Single quote and comma. Only for the last element, I should decorate only with the single quotes. I should decorate only with the single quotes, right? What do you say, guys? You will understand my statement here or not? Okay, forget about parenthesis. I will come to parenthesis later. Okay. If it is first element, second element, third element, no problem. Single quote comma should be. For last element, only single quote decoration is required or not. I'm talking about designation array, boss. Come on. Now listen. Array, so many additions, deletions will be there in the string, boss. So in that situation, better to take string buffer or stringer. Because we'll take a for loop, we'll add, we remove, we check the condition. So much modification is there in the string content. When there are multiple modification in the string content, especially a lot of appending will be there, better to take string or string buffer. String buffer is mutable, right? It allows to modify object data, right? String is immutable. If you try to modify string constant for 10 times, internally 10 objects are created. In case of string buffer, only in one object 10 modifications can be done, right? So that's why I am intentionally taking string buffer. String buffer, and 1 minute. String buffer is equal to new string buffer of open parenthesis. I started string buffer with open parenthesis. That means already this came, guys. Already this came. Now you observe for into I is equal to 0. I less than or equal to I less than designations dot length. If someone says traditional for loop is outdated, ask them how to write this kind of logic using enhanced for loop. Ask them how to write this kind of logic by using what? For each method. For each method of Java 8. So traditional for loop is still not outdated. You can, if you want to write this kind of logic, still we need traditional for loop. Because for element 0, element 1, some logic. For last element, other logic. So can we identify what is first element, what is second element, what is last element while working with for each method? While working with for each method, while working with enhanced for loop of Java 5, can we identify what is first element, what is second element, what is last element? No, but here we can identify, right? How? If I is equal to designation dot length minus 1, if I is equal to designation dot length minus 1, if the I pointing to the last element, if the I pointing to the last element, I hope you are understanding. Length means size of the array will come. Minus 1 means last element will come. Array, now tell me, if it is having 3 elements, what is the length? 3. But what is the index of last element, guys? 0, 1, 2. 2 is the last element index, right? If it is pointing to the last element, for the last element of array, last element of the array. Now tell me, guys, array. Tell me here what I'm going to do. Buffer is equal buffer dot append. Buffer dot append. What should I append? Only single quote. Single quote. Now tell me, designations of I plus single quote. Buffer dot append single quote designations of I plus single quote. Are you listening my statement, guys? Buffer dot append, here is my single quote. Here is my single quote. Designations of I. Else. Buffer dot append. Buffer dot append. Tell me if it is other than last element. Okay, single quote. Are you listening? Single quote, comma. Designations of I, comma. Single quote, comma. Single quote, comma. Are you listening my statement, guys? Buffer dot append. This is my single quote. This one, this one. So here single quote and comma. Extra is that, guys. And end of the for loop. Okay, once for loop is over, buffer dot append closing parenthesis. Buffer dot append closing parenthesis. This also can be done. Otherwise, you can do one thing. If it is the last element, here itself we can add it. For the last element, not only just a single quote, you can even add what? Closing parenthesis also. So there is no need of adding separately that, guys. There itself we can add it. Okay, guys. Fine, guys. Are you listening my statement, boss? I hope you understood it. So it is for what? For other than last element. Yes. Now, if you feel this for loop if conditions are great, so my suggestion is join in core Java, join in C language. Someone is saying that, sir, so much big logic. Arey, this is just for loops and if conditions, Ra Babu. Who asked you to come to Spring and Spring Boot classes without knowing for loops and if conditions? Come on. Shame on you to ask such questions in the chat box. Anything great? Should I explain elaborately? Okay, now let's take. Should I explain this logic elaborately, guys? So basically, we are having array. Okay, Jainu, how many times I am appending? Many times. I am appending many times. String buffer is mutable, right? String buffer is what? Mutable. Even though you modify enemy these many times by do appending, okay? Through appending these many times, if you modify, come on, guys. Is there? Does it going to create new objects for every modification, for every appending operation? No. Why? String buffer is what? Mutable. Suppose I didn't use string buffer, I used a string here. Then what happened? For every modification, one new object will be created, right? Okay. For every modification, one new object will be created. You don't believe. Here one object. Here one object. Here one object. Okay. Here one object. Here one object. Suppose elements are 10. Elements are 10. This line will execute what? 9 times. This line will execute 1 time. Come on. This line will execute 1 time. Yes, you can use string builder also in the place of string buffer. We can use string builder also in the place of string buffer, right? Okay. Since it is a standalone application, I am preferring string buffer, guys. If it is a web application, prefer working with what? String builder. Why? String buffer is synchronized. String builder is non-synchronized. In web application, more than one user will try to operate this application simultaneously, right? So that it's better to use string builder. It's better to use string builder. Got the point or not? So here your choice. In standalone, you have an option of using either string buffer or string builder. Both can be used, guys. So if you don't like this, what I do? String builder. Okay, name I wantedly take as a buffer to tell that logic will not change. Okay, new string builder of open parenthesis. New string builder of open parenthesis. String buffer, string builder, both are one and the same. String buffer is what? Synchronized. That means it's a thread safe. Whereas string buffer is what? Non-synchronized. So it allows multiple threads at a time. So for better performance. I think you convinced, guys. Listen carefully. How does it looks? Let us assume I have designations array like this, guys. Designations array like this. I have designations array like this. Now tell me here. Here is my clerk. Here is my manager. Here is my clerk. Here is my manager. Here is my salesman. Anything. Salesman. Right. 0th element, first element, second element. 0th element, first element, second element. Now tell me here. Here we are going to get a loop, guys. Okay. This is the logic we are having. This is the logic we are having. Just have a look at the logic. This is the logic. Bold here. Cool, guys. Now tell me, string builder, open parenthesis. Cool. String builder, open parenthesis. Next one. I is equal to 0. I less than designation dot length. 0 less than 3. Condition true. Is I pointing to last element? Is I pointing to second element? Second one? No. Control comes to else block. In the else block, what happened, guys? Buffer dot append, single quote. Designation of I. What is I value right now? 0. 0 it means clerk. Clerk. Single quote, comma. Single quote, comma. Understanding my statement, guys? Next. I plus plus. I value becomes 1. 1 less than 3. Condition true. Is I pointing to 2? No. I pointing to 1 only. Else block. Tell me. Buffer dot append. Again single quote. Designations of I. What is there? Manager. Manager. Here what is there? Single quote, comma. Next, I plus plus. I value becomes how much, guys? 3. Sorry, 2. 2 less than 3. Condition true. Is I pointing to last element? I value is 2. Okay, I is what? 2. Designation dot length minus 1. 3 minus 1, 2. 2 is 2. Condition true. Come on, guys. Yes, I pointing to the last element. Then what is there? Okay, buffer dot append. Observe, single quote, closing parenthesis. Tell me here. Salesman, single quote, closing parenthesis. I value becomes how much, guys? 3. 3 less than 3, condition false. You will be outside the loop. By that time we are outside the loop, we are ready with condition as required for SQL query or not. Come on, come on. I'm trying to improve some logical thinking also here. So why I'm not preferring string? Okay, suppose here, this is one change, this is another change, this is another change. Okay, total 4-5 changes are there. Let us assume 4-5 objects will be used if I use a string, because strings are immutable. For every change, new object will be created. If it is string buffer, only one object will be created. String builder, only one object will be created. Remembered? Remembered or not? Yes, guys. So this is the input. Because of this logic, this is the output we are getting. Because of this logic, we are getting the output. So I just say only one statement. String class. Strings are, okay. String constants. String constants and string class objects are, okay, string class objects are immutable. Immutable in Java. Are immutable objects are by default thread safe, guys. Immutable objects are what? By default thread safe. What do you say, guys? By default thread safe. Why? When no one can modify the data, anyhow they are thread safe, na boss? Yes. String buffer. String buffer class objects are Mutable. Mutable in Java. Okay, by default thread safe because all the methods are, come on, synchronized. All the methods are synchronized. Super. String builder class objects are mutable objects in Java by default, by default, not thread safe because all methods are non-synchronized methods. That means normal methods, guys. Okay. Non this one. Now listen. Right. Yeah, listen, guys. Preferring web applications. Okay. Preferring web applications. Preferring web applications. Are you listening? And it depends, guys. Okay. This also you have to prefer in web application. You don't want thread safety, you want thread safety. While working with web application, sometimes you don't want thread safety, you want performance. Okay, preferring web applications. Preferring web applications towards achieving performance. And if multiple threads are acting on single object simultaneously, so definitely threads are not blocked. So performance will be achieved or not. To achieve performance. Performance. Okay, read me after listening entire drama. If you ask me, sir, strings also thread safe now. Why are you not using in web application? Array, whenever you modify, they are creating new objects. Are a dirty fellow. Okay, prefer in web application. Okay, for thread safety. Right, guys. Now listen. What is the final conclusion? Instead of modifying same string for multiple times, do all the modification with the support of string buffer or string builder. Lastly, convert into string. Come on, guys. Instead of doing, come on, multiple modifications on same string, directly. Come on, guys. On same string directly. Same string directly, which is immutable. Immutable. It is recommended to create. Okay, guys. It is recommended to create. Come on, guys. Chandan, if you don't know basics, leave it. Statements are not mismatched, statements are matching. Okay, string buffer is synchronized, string builder is non-synchronized. Guys, any wrong in the statements? It is recommended. Okay, guys. Now tell me, guys, it is recommended to create. It's recommended to use string buffer or, come on, guys, string builder and do all the modifications and perform all the modifications and convert into string lastly. Convert into string lastly. Okay, guys. So that is what I'm trying to do, guys. Now here what I'm going to do, string condition is equal to buffer dot to string of. Okay, convert. Okay, no problem. convert string buffer or string builder object into string. Yes, guys. See, you will get the situation when I create the situation. Okay, now you have an answer for interviewer question. Where did you use string buffer? Where did you use string builder in your project? Otherwise, can you answer this question? Otherwise, can you answer this question? We study a lot in core Java, but when people ask the question with respect to project, you will keep empty face or not? Now you need to keep empty face when they ask question about string buffer and string builder? You have a one or other use case with you or not? So core Java learning never ends, guys. Core Java learning never ends. It's a continuous process. Where did you use? Come on. String buffer or string builder in our project. Refer above use case. So some use cases I wantedly create to touch a number of things. So yesterday also I raised one thing. Where did you use a simple statement object in your project? For prepared statement, callable statement, everyone is having answer. But for simple statement, you should have an answer now, boss. Come on. That means indirectly you are working with the static queries, right? Refer the above scenario. See, sir, I don't use string buffer, string builder. Then also output will come. But the best code, when it comes to what? Best code. This is what. Where did you use string buffer or string builder in your project? Okay. Another one. Where did you use simple statement object dealing with static SQL query in our project? Yeah, they may ask this question with respect to JDBC template also. We can make JDBC template internal using prepared statement object. We can make JDBC template internally using what? Simple statement object. Both are possible, guys. Answer. While getting employee detail based on dynamic count of given employee designation, we need to work with, come on guys, we need to work with what, guys? Based on dynamic count of given employee designations or jobs, we need to work with simple statement object having static SQL query. This is one situation, guys. Okay, this is one situation. Like this you can create multiple situations. Okay, boss. Come on. Yes, Meenan, throws is throws and throwable. You cannot compare, boss. Please improve your core Java basics. You can compare throw and throws. And you can compare, okay, try with resource and try catch finally. But you cannot compare throws and throwable. Throwable is a class, throws is a keyword, right? Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay, guys. Next one. Right. Where did you use try, catch, throw? and finally. Throws finally in a single method call, in a single method definition, in a single method definition. Is there any situation? Is there any situation to use all of them? Or same question may come in another angle. Or where did you use try with resource, try with resource, catch, throw in a single method definition? In a single method definition. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay. Right. Answer. Tell me what is the answer? While developing layered applications having DAO class code in JDBC. DAO class code in plain JDBC. Generally, when you Spring JDBC, Spring ORM, all exceptions are unchecked exceptions, guys. So unchecked exception means we need not to catch and handle, but by default they will be propagated, right? Having plain JDBC, code in plain JDBC, then we need to use multiple. Yeah, we need to use the above said multiple things. The above said multiple things. We need to use above said multiple things. Are you listening my statement, guys? Come on. Right. Note. Okay. Checked exceptions. Checked exceptions are not does not support exception propagation by default. Does not support exception propagation by default. Propagation by default, because it makes the programmer to catch and handle them, to catch and handle the exceptions. In that process, come on guys, to catch and handle the exceptions. In that process, come on. Tell me guys, in that process, okay, exception will be caught and handled, will be caught and eaten in the same method definition. Exception will be caught and eaten in the same method definition. So indirectly exception is suppressed. So we need to use throws comma throw statements explicitly to perform exception propagation, exception passing. I think you are understanding my point, guys. Now tell me, in real-time prospective, checked exceptions are good, unchecked exceptions are good? Exception propagation. In real-time prospective, layered application prospective, checked are good, unchecked exceptions are good. Unchecked exceptions are good. Spring framework, Spring Boot framework by default throws all its exceptions as what? Unchecked exception. That's why they happily support exception propagation in layered applications, guys. But today I have written plain JDBC code now. That's why I got a chance to talk all these things. But in future, I will be using what all Spring related things, guys. So by default, they throw what? Unchecked exception. Unchecked exceptions. Unchecked exception. support exception propagation by default. Okay. Exception propagation by default. It makes the programmer not to catch and handle the exceptions. In that process, exception will not be caught and eaten in the same method definition. Caught and eaten in the same method definition. Rather, no, will not be because programmer never catches and handles the exception. Never catches and handles the exception. So the raised exception will be passed or propagated. Propagation means passing, guys. Propagated to, come on guys, propagated to caller. Caller means another layer. Yes, sir, why are you spending this much time? Nowadays, clearing core Java interview is easy, but clearing core Java easy from project perspective, people are becoming difficult. People are finding difficult. So, right, that's why wherever possibility is there, I will try to touch core Java points with respect to project. Do I need to do or not required? Should I need to do or not required? Waste of time, huh? If you feel waste of time, let me know. I'll stop doing that. Use DAO. Because in core Java, you never get a chance to see, guys, in this angle. Only in advanced Java frameworks, only I can create a situation. Right. Okay, guys. String condition is equal to, buffer is equal to toString. But you have to give time. You want everything, but I don't give time means not going to work out. Use DAO, guys. Now I have to start working with DAO. Now tell me here. Okay, boss. Now tell me, use DAO. DAO gives me what? List employee BO. List BO. DAO dot. Come on. Get employees by designation. Yes, boss. Now listen. Now I have to convert list BO to list DTO. Okay. List BO to list DTO. Now I'm using enhanced for loop, guys. Sorry, for each method of Java 8 features. Now, please upgrade Java 8 feature as early as fast. Okay, guys. Now tell me, list BO dot for each BO. In each iteration, I got BO, guys. Are you listening my statement, my dears? Okay. Here I am taking list employee DTO. List DTO is equal to new array list of. I got empty array list. And each iteration of what? This for each method, I am going to get one BO. Now listen. Employee DTO. DTO is equal to new employee DTO. Okay, new employee DTO. Super, boss. Right, I got. That's good. Sirisha and Santosh are confirming that they faced this kind of questions in the interview. Yes, I'm spending time means there is a meaning for it. Fine. Okay. Now listen. Listen, guys. In each iteration, I am creating an empty employee DTO class object. If you observe very carefully, whenever I keep any success story in the group, guys, everyone says, I got 4 offers, 5 offers. I'm in a dilemma to choose which one, right? Why it is happening? Because our foundation is very strong, and from 0% we are learning 100% subject. So for that one, lot of content that I am giving in the classroom also helping them to get multiple offer letters. Observe. Earlier, what is that? After completion of engineering, after completion of certain courses, you are in a dilemma whether I will get job in software industry or not. From that stage to you are in a position to you are in a confusion state, which offer to accept, which offer to reject. So that means so many things are happening in the course, and course is making you to as a complete developer. Don't lose that opportunity. So I will put my efforts. From your side also efforts are required, completing the projects, completing the assignments, attending weekend classes. From your side also cooperation is required. Okay, Rome is not built in one day, guys. Come on, Rome is not built in one day. So similarly, so all these things in your brain will not get into brain one day or 1 week. It takes time. Now listen carefully, guys. Now listen. We have a shortcut, guys. We have a shortcut. If 2 Java classes are there and their objects are created, if you want to copy one object data to another object, we have a ready-made method called beanutils.copy properties. It's a Spring supplied predefined class, guys. Beanutils.copy properties, source object, destination object. But only condition is property names and types must match. Property names and types must match. Other day, someone asked me, why are you taking same properties in BO, DTO, VO? Sir, you can take a different names now. At least you realized what is the advantage of taking same name, guys. We can take the advantage of this utility method, guys. What method? This utility method. Okay, guys. Now listen carefully. Right. Beanutils dot copy property. What is my source object? BO. What is my destination object? DTO. But unfortunately, in the DTO, we are having one extra property, right? Rajesh Magar, problem is your side. Check it out. Check your network bandwidth. Am I audible, guys? Okay. Beanutils dot copy property BO DTO. Okay. Property names and type must match in both Java beans. Yeah, it's a Spring supplied predefined class, guys. Okay. Sir, whatever matched will be copied. So some things are not matching, or extra properties are there. Then you have to manually copy. Go to employee DTO, serial number is extra. Okay, because you observe a BO class, guys. Is there any serial number? Is there any serial number, guys? Okay. Is there any serial number, guys? No. That means we have to take care of that part or not? Okay. And some people are keeping surprising face as if I am using beanutils.copy property for the first time. Array in Spring also you have used. It is a Spring supplied predefined class. Come on. Copy. Come on, guys. Each BO class object data to each BO class object data to. Come on, guys. Okay. Each DTO class object data to each DTO class object. Okay. Sir, in which order it copies a matching order, sir? What is there in that? Names matching now, boss. Okay, in source it takes X property. In destination it looks for is there X property. There I'm copy. Then take Y property and searches for is there Y property in destination. There are copies. If not there, ignores. If not there, ignores. That's it. Clear, guys? It's a utility method. Otherwise, what happened? Copying property by property is a complex and time-consuming process or not. But one, two extra properties are there. Then what, sir? Then those things we have to. Then those no serial number not there in the destination is not there in the source. That's why it never thinks about copying serial number for anywhere. Use common sense, Ra Babu. Come on. Now tell me, that means we have to manually assign serial number. We have to manually generate serial number. Tell me, how to generate serial number manually? For first DTO object 1, for second DTO object 2, for third DTO object 3. So I got a great thought, guys. Check it out. Check it out. Everyone check it out. DTO dot set serial number. You will be surprised by seeing this thought. Everyone concentrate. List DTO dot. What DTO, guys? List DTO dot. List DTO dot size plus 1. Size plus 1. List DTO dot size plus 1. Are you observing this statement, guys? First you observe. First you observe. First observe. First iteration. 1 DTO. BO object data copied to DTO. At this stage, first iteration at this stage, what is list DTO, guys? Empty. Empty means size is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. So in first DTO, what is the serial number? 1. Come on, guys. Now I am adding. Add each DTO class object. Each object of DTO class. Each object of DTO class to list DTO. Now list DTO dot add DTO. List DTO dot add DTO. Now listen, what is the list DTO size, guys? 1. Second iteration, one more BO is copied to one more DTO. Cool. Okay, now tell me, what is the size of list DTO now? 1. 1 plus 1, 2, right? 1 plus 1, what is that? 2. So second one is added. Next, third iteration, guys. One more BO copied to one more DTO. Okay, this is copied, boss. Size is what? 2. 2 plus 1, 3. So third serial number is added, guys. I think nice logic na, boss. Without taking traditional for loop, we are able to get the serial number very nicely, boss. Right. If you use brain, these kind of thoughts will come. People ask how you get this kind of thoughts, sir. Spending time, spending time. First day, it might have taken half an hour time for me also. But next time onward, that logic is there in brain means I can use again and again, right? Fine, boss. You know, so many people who is not aware of the small logic, guys, they will go for traditional for loop only to get the serial number. But without taking traditional for loop, I am able to get the serial number very easily or not. I'm playing with the size of the list collection. How many of you understood this logic, my dear? I think most of them, right? Arey, Korjawara Babu, don't make me to explain this kind of small things. Very small thing concept, guys. Okay. So ultimately what happened, guys? In service class, we generally convert. Okay. We generally convert. Those are asking, explain once again. Need to think about sitting in core Java C language once. Let me say directly on your face. Okay, guys. We generally convert list BO to list DTO. List BO to list DTO as shown below. Okay, guys. Array size is always zero, na boss. When empty elements are there, zero. How can you use zero, right? Binutils.copy is quite preferred, guys. Right. This is the logic for that, boss. This is the logic for that. Yes, boss. This is the logic. Now let me give memory diagram of that also. How does this memory diagram looks, guys? Here is my list BO. Here is my list BO. Here is my BO class objects. Employee BO class object 1. Nice. Employee BO class object 2. Employee BO class object 3. Right, guys. List DTO. Yes, guys. List DTO. Here is my binutils.copy properties. Binutils.copy property. Okay. BO comma DTO. Now tell me what's happening, guys. This is taken. This is placed. This is taken. This is placed. This is taken. This is placed. Right, boss. Employee DTO class object. Yes, guys. Copy this. Employee DTO class object. Employee DTO class object. Yes, boss. Right, guys. Object 2, object 3, object 1, object. I think you got the clarity what's happening here in each iteration. And serial number, anyhow, we are handling separately. And we are returning this, guys. So here also throws exception. That's why it will take care of exception propagation. Now, what is left? So what is left? Controller is left. Yeah, should I take interface and implementation class? Should I take interface and implementation class or only directly class? Main controller. Main controller. What should I inject, guys? Private. Tell me. Private employee management service. Service. At the rate auto void. At the rate auto void. Public list. Employee VO. I think I have involved VO, right? Converting DTO to VO is optional, but if you convert, fine and nice. Okay, employee VO. Tell me, guys, what is there? Show employees, show EMPs by designations. Yes, this will get string designation as it is, guys. Here also exception propagation, guys. Here also exception propagation. Control plus shift plus O. Yes, guys. Use service. Use service. When use service, what happens, guys? Employee DTO list DTO is equal to service dot, yeah, fetch employees by designation array. As that array as it is, I am passing was. That's fine, guys. Next, convert. Convert. Come on, guys. Convert list DTO to list VO. List VO to this one. Now tell me. List DTO dot for each. In each iteration, I will get one DTO, guys. Here, what is this? Employee VO. Array VO contains all string properties. You know that. New array list. New array list. This is Java 8 for each method, boss. Okay, guys. Now listen. I'm going to create one VO class object. Employee VO is equal to employee VO is equal to, come on, new employee VO of. Yes, guys. Still, I am not hesitating to use beanutils.copy properties. Are whatever types are matching, whatever there will be copied, remaining will be ignored. If not matching, they will be ignored. That's the beauty of this method. It never throws exception saying that not matching. That's another beauty. There are so many string properties, guys, in DTO. They will be copied happily, na boss. Okay, guys. Now tell me here, what is this? Okay, what is the source? Source is DTO. Destination is VO. Source is DTO. Destination is VO. Okay. Now tell me, VO, where is VO is having all string properties. Check it out. VO is having all string properties, guys. VO, where is VO? Right. All string properties. Yeah. Listen, job is originally string, ename is originally string. Okay. I think these two things can be copied as it is now, boss. Remaining needs conversion, no doubt in that. But job and what? Employee name can be copied as it is. So because of this, from DTO to VO, job and those things are copied straight away, guys. So what about remaining things? What about remaining things? Okay, let me write at the rate controller annotation. And it's bean ID also, I'm taking controller only. Right, what about remaining things? VO dot set serial number. Set serial number. Basically, you will get integer. Integer we have to convert into string. We have a method called value of. Value of can convert anything into this one. String dot value of get serial number of. I think everyone understood it, guys. Everyone understood this, guys. VO dot, yeah, what is that? Employee number. Employee number. DTO dot, acha, 1 minute. String dot value of DTO dot get employee number of. Done, guys. Next. Vikram, we cannot use same return. Vikram, I said, na, when you take Same Java bean model class, then you can do like that. I already given that model also. Mr. Rampi, if you miss some classes, I am helpless. I already discussed that model also. Only in 50% companies that model is there. What about extra properties? What about conversions? What about extra properties? What about conversions, my dear? Because guys, everyone look at the chat box. Didn't I discuss this use case? Didn't I discuss this scenario? Look at this dirty fellow asking as a fresh question. Taking Java beans, only one Java bean and using in all layers. Didn't I discuss that? Okay. Set salary. Come on. String dot value of. Tell me here. Yes, boss. String dot value of DTO dot. What is that? Get sal. DTO dot get sal. VO dot. What is next? VO dot. Job is done. Then what? Department number. Okay. String dot value of. DTO dot get DEPTNO. VO dot set MGR number. Okay. String dot value of DTO dot get MGR number. Okay. Now tell me here what's happening. List VO dot add VO. List VO dot add VO. Return list VO. End of the method. End of the class. I think everyone easy, boss, easy. Sir, you have not done this copy procedure for on two properties. One is on ename, one is on job. I need not to do. Why I need not to do, guys? Why I need not to do, guys? Come on, tell me. Because they are string type, they will be copied automatically by bunutils.copy properties method. Yes or no, na? They will be copied automatically by bunutils.copy properties method. They are already string type. Okay, boss. So now let's come to client come controller class. Client come controller class, guys. Here, what is the story? Get IOC container. Get IOC container. Tell me. Application context CTX is equal to this. Right. Control plus shift plus O. So, but before doing all these things, okay, read inputs. Read inputs from end user. Right, guys. Here, what is this? Read inputs from end users. Scanner SC is equal to new scanner of system.in. Scanner SC is equal to new scanner of system.in. Now tell me here, sysout designations count. Int count is equal to sc dot next int. Int count is equal to what, guys? Sc dot next int. You will get the count. You will easily get the count, guys. After that, so now I want to take string designation array is equal to new new string array of count. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay, if I say count 2, I'm taking array size 2. If I say count 3, I'm taking array size 3. Array size 3. When. Okay, if count count is count is count is greater than or equal to 1. Count is greater than or equal to 1. Else, okay, else I have to say I better to exit from the application. Invalid designation count. Invalid designation count. System dot exit 0. Okay, system dot exit 0. And I terminate the application. Simply think about terminating the application. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay, string designation array is equal to null. String designations array is equal to null. Okay, then this one. Is that clear, guys? Is that clear, guys? Come on. Okay, now I have to read these designations from end user, guys. Okay. Read designations from end user. How many? That depends upon count. That depends upon count, right? Yeah, if you don't want to terminate the application, just say return semicolon. One and the same, guys. Return semicolon also you can use instead of saying what? System dot exit 0. So fine, that's not an issue. After that, what next? For I is equal to 0, I less than count plus I. Okay. Sys out, enter designation plus I plus 1, like designation 1, designation 2 kind of thing, guys. Okay, here I am taking one local variable. So designation is equal to sc dot next. Designation is equal to sc dot next. Next, designations of I is equal to designation. So at the end we are ready with what, guys? At the end we are ready with what? Array of designations or not? At the end we are ready with array of designation. What do you say, guys? Okay, now I am ready with this one. Get controller class object. Okay, how to get controller class object? Main controller is equal to ctx dot get bean controller. Tell me, main controller dot class. Understanding my statement, boss? Super. Invoke business method. It's a client application. Everywhere propagation is happening. At least here we should catch and handle the exception or not, because after that no other layer is there to propagate, right? After this, is there any layer to propagate? No other layer. Employee VO, list VO is equal to, what is that? Controller dot show employees by designations. Designation array. Okay. Control plus this. Java dot util dot this. Now tell me display purpose, guys. List VO dot for each. List VO dot for each. VO open floor bracket and closing floor bracket. Sys out VO. Anyhow, two string method is there na, that will display. Catch. Now tell me exception E. Exception E. Tell me, guys. E dot print stack trace. E dot print stack trace. E dot print stack trace. Sys out. Some problem. Some internal problem. Some internal problem. Some internal problem. Yes, e dot get message. E dot get message, guys. End of the main method. End of the class. Close IOC container. Here is my ctx dot close. Here is my ctx dot close. Add casting. Add casting. Done, boss. Are you comfortable, my dears? Right. Shall we run the application? Shall we run the application? So many fundamentals we learned here. Spring Boot application. Enter designation count 2. Designation 1. Case sensitive. If you want, you can convert everything into uppercase. Manager. Let's see. Now listen. Having manager and clerk designation. Okay, 4 plus 3, 7 employees are there, and we are getting their details, guys. 4 plus 3, 7 employees are there, and we are getting their details. Understanding my point, guys? Okay, you want to display that message nicely? Okay. Sys out. Employee details having converting. How to convert any array into single string, guys? Easily. Arrays dot to string. You know this, na? Arrays dot to string. Arrays dot to string of designations array. Arrays dot to string of designation array. So now you run the same application, guys. Only designation count only 1. What is that? Clerk. Only clerk details have come. Now array is converted into sing boss. Now I'll give 3. 3. Clerk, manager, salesman. Clerk, manager, salesman. Come on, guys. See, this string is converted or not? Array is converted into string. That is a beauty of arrays dot to string, guys. Actually, arrays dot to string is based on which design pattern? Adapter design pattern. Recollect your design pattern knowledge, boss. Okay, designation count -8. Invalid designations count. Invalid designations count. Okay. But after doing this much hangama, if I don't show exception propagation, it's a meaningless now, boss. Go to DAO IMPL. Go to DAO IMPL. Why to go for this one? Go to application.properties. Go to application.properties. Come on. Yes, wrong username or password is taken. Wrong password is taken. Exception rises in DAO. When you call ds.get connection, okay, exception rises there. Exception rises there. That will propagate to client application or not, I want to check. Exception propagation is happening or not, I want to check. Designation count 1. Clerk. Enter key. Yes. See, boss. Some internal problem. Invalid username, password, log on denied. Okay. See, Spring Boot also uses same console. Red color messages have come. Okay. But you look at this. Basically, this message is printed means what? Exception raised in DAO propagated to service. Service propagated to controller. Controller propagated to client. Client has displayed it. Come on. Now tell me, you got a satisfaction of learning something good? You got a confidence that you can join in a company? At least, because in company also this kind of layered applications will happen. It may be more bigger, web application plus distributed application or only web application. At least you got idea what is layer, how layers are talking with each other. Sir, Where did I feel auto configurations are? Did I write logic of creating Hikari data source class object anywhere? No. No. But still created and we got the data source object. What do you say, guys? Nilesh, nothing to worry. Scratch level development, maintenance, don't worry. If you have a subject, you can survive in any project and you should feel happy. Okay, Rama Sargal, I have given storyboard, there I have given flow. Now, and guys, I hate this kind of questions. I hate this kind of question. After listening entire Ramayana, please explain complete application once again, sir. It's a matter of 3 days, Ra Babu. I think from 3 sessions we are spending time, and this guy has written one message. Please explain entire application once again. Why he put that question also, I will tell. He missed last class or the day before yesterday's class. Came today. My dear dirty fellows, stop doing this kind of nonsense. Attend classes regularly or sleep completely. One day sleeping, one day attending classes, I don't entertain. Okay. Right. Anyhow, flow also I have given in storyboard. Tomorrow I will teach more internals, more flow. Is there any chance of simplifying this application better? As a layered application, this is what? Why you have injected DAO class to service instead of what? Its interface. Okay. Ashutosh, where is your brain rot, dirty fellow? You cannot even observe properly. In service class, what I have injected is interface reference variable object. What I have taken IDAO employee. What is that? Interface type. Interface type. Come on. It's an interface type or class type. Shilpa, employee DTO in current project, serializable is not required. But if this project wants to send to somewhere, to some other project, that is going to be DTO. That's why I have taken serializable interface. If I give wrong designation name, you won't get exception. You will say that designation employees are not there. The designation employees are not there. Come on. Why it will give exception? Govardhan Reddy, as part of auto configuration, Hikari data source is created. Please refer the storyboard once. In the storyboard, I have given numbering. Dirty fellows, not studying at all, missing classes, not reading the documents, coming and sitting in front of systems like statues. Like anything. Okay, I don't commit the code, but I will give assignment. Okay, I'll commit the code and you develop the application. I want everyone to come searching corona patient details based on the given hospital names, based on the given 1 or 2 or 3 hospital names. This is my task I am giving to you people. And I am giving 2 days time and everyone should submit it. Monday I will verify. Monday, if you fail to submit, okay, I'm going to remove from the classroom. And I will lock the meeting also after removing you. So that means you cannot re-enter also. I'm very strict on assignment submission, boss. I'm very strict on assignment submission because I only should do hard work means not going to work out. Okay. Assignment, guys. Achha, 1 minute. Before that, BO, controller, DAO, DTO, VO. I think all are expanded application dot properties. Yes. This one I will take. I'll give the mini project. Tomorrow regular class is there. Okay. Mr. Dirty Fellow Java, can you explain how Java for each method is working? What donkeys you caught while learning core Java? Please, guys, please upgrade and Java 8 features and come. And look at his name. Again, I am telling, don't log in with nicknames, fancy names. Please upgrade and come for Java 8 features. In Naresh IT YouTube channel, Harikrishna sir, Venkatesh sir kept so many videos on Java 8 features. Okay, you have to send email ID. You have to send code to my email ID as a zip file. As a zip file. Assignment. Get corona patient details based on given hospital names. Given on hospital name. This is one thing. Anyone, not both. Get tourist places based on given city name. Based on given city names. Okay, guys. Right. No, DB columns you have to design. Database you have to design. Okay. Database you have to design, my dears. Someone is asking, sir, can you give me DB table columns? Design. Database you design. How lazy people you are, guys. Spring Boot mini project. Guys, you understood how mini project can be developed using Spring Boot? How auto configuration works? Are you feeling practically what is auto configuration? Are you going to assume anything about auto configuration? Yes, I'll give internals tomorrow. I'll give so many internals tomorrow. Right, guys? So like this, concepts, mini project. Again, concepts, mini project. Concepts, mini project. Concepts, mini projects. Okay, guys. Stop telling the stories. I don't have laptop. I don't have desktop. I'm busy in office. I don't want to listen such stories in the submission of the assignments. Stop expecting sympathies. Collect laptop from others and complete the task. Stop telling this kind of LKG, UKG school day stories. If there is a will to do the complete the task, you will do it. I am not going to listen any reason except submission of the task. Yes, you can do it MySQL. Database is your choice. Database is your choice. Thank you, guys. Have a nice time. Devash Pandey, then you have to use, you have to create object for Ikari data source class manually. Okay. Akila, now you don't join. Please, already Spring MVC batch 10 classes are happened in the evening. Now you don't join. Those who are continuing, those who already joined, continue. Freshers don't come now. Thank you, guys. Have a nice time. Next class is tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a class.